So which bangers are going to be launching with the Nintendo Switch 2? These are some of the games that I personally want. We know that it's going to be something big. We know there's going to be at least one really big title. Something along the lines of like a Mario, a Zelda, a Pokemon, Donkey Kong Jr., 1-2 Switch, the heavy hitters. So again, these are some of the games that I personally want, but I'm going to try to be realistic about what I think they're also going to be releasing. So it'll be a little bit of both. Started off a Super Mario 3D kind of game. I think that's kind of guaranteed. Statistically, it's basically a shoo-in. The last one was Odyssey, and the other Mario titles haven't really counted as like an Odyssey type of title. So we're gonna get another Odyssey type of game for the launch title. I feel like Nintendo can't do what they did last time and not have a second like bigger title, as an exclusive or like as a new game. But I don't believe it's going to be one of their bigger IPs. I do think it's going to be a B tier IP, and I don't mean in B tier as in like quality. I think just as like how big or popular this franchise is. So for a lower scale franchise, I think I want a Fire Emblem game, a new Fire Emblem game. I personally think that Fire Emblem is like an S tier or an A tier franchise, but having another Fire Emblem game would be cool, and it would kind of contrast Super Mario, since Super Mario will be like a action platformer, and Fire Emblem is obviously more JRPG, slower paced game. So as much as I want another Pokemon game, I don't think that Legends ZA will be launching with the Switch 2. And obviously Gen 10 is not going to be launching with the Switch 2. And I don't think Zelda will be launching with the Switch 2. Again, Nintendo does not like to compete with itself, which is why they don't release the older Pokemon games on the eShop, because in their minds they think that people will not buy their newer Pokemon games, even though Pokemon fans like myself, and they'll buy everything that Pokemon releases, which is why I have 2 Pokemon OLED Switches. So we also know that Metroid Prime 4 is releasing for the Switch, and I think it's going to be a Breath of the Wild situation where they're going to be releasing it also on their new console. So that's a shoo-in for sure. And after many years of telling us that the GameCube Zelda games are releasing as a bundle, Twilight Princess and Wind Waker, I think that they do finally come out for the Switch 2. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's a launch title. Having Zelda on your release window would be pretty nice. And it might be asking a lot to have their bigger IPs released the same day, but it's not going to be a new Zelda. And I feel like Nintendo has to push kind of bigger titles at launch window, because the last time they didn't do that, even though the Switch obviously became successful, it didn't start off that successful right off the bat because there wasn't really many games. Now we're obviously going to also get some third-party titles. And while many people think that we're going to be getting Final Fantasy VII Remake as a launch title, which I would love, I'm going to go a separate direction, and I think I'm going to say that the launch title third-party game will be Call of Duty. I know what you're thinking, Call of Duty on Nintendo console, that's going to suck, but according to the rumors, the Switch 2 has the capability of a PlayStation 4. So if that's the case, remember, Call of Duty did run well on the PS4. Nintendo and Microsoft having a good relationship, I think it makes sense to have Black Ops 6 as a launch title for the Switch 2. So let me know what games you want for the Nintendo Switch 2 on release date. As we're talking about now, there's obviously a lot of rumors and everything, but we're getting closer to the date, and I think it's going to come a lot faster than you guys think. And before I know it, I'm going to be buying my 7th Switch 2. I have 6 Switches that I don't use, so I'm going to have to collect the Switch 2 now. So, thank you guys for watching. See you next time.